The world often tells us to blend in, follow the crowd, and silence the traits that make us unique. But here's the truth. Your differences are your greatest strengths. Your ability to think deeply, feel intensely, and see the world from a perspective others might overlook is what sets you apart. And that's something to celebrate. Being a Sigma female means forging your own path, standing firm in your values, and embracing every facet of who you are. You're not here to follow trends or fit into a mold. You're here to create, to lead, and to thrive on your own terms. If you've ever felt like the world doesn't quite understand you, know this. You're not alone. This is your community, your tribe, your home. Let's explore what it means to own your individuality, transform challenges into opportunities, and step boldly into the life you were meant to lead. Subscribe to the Sigma Sisterhood channel and join the journey. Your power begins here. First, rejection of labels. Sigma females are not bound by the labels that society tries to assign to them. In a world obsessed with categorizing people as introverts or extroverts, leaders or followers, a Sigma female refuses to be confined by these simplistic definitions. She understands that human beings are far too complex to fit into neat boxes. She sees beyond the surface and recognizes that everyone has multiple facets, each worthy of being explored. For a Sigma female, the rejection of labels is a form of self-liberation. Rather than being restricted by the expectations and stereotypes attached to any given label, she defines herself according to her own terms. Labels can be limiting, stifling creativity, and imposing unrealistic standards. By refusing to adhere to them, she creates the freedom to express herself fully. This freedom gives her the opportunity to break away from societal norms, pursue passions that might be considered unconventional, and step into roles that align with her authentic self, not the roles society expects her to play. Her identity is fluid and ever-evolving, shaped by her experiences and choices rather than by the expectations placed upon her. In embracing this non-conformist attitude, Sigma females often find themselves walking paths that others would not dare to explore. They are trailblazers, unafraid to step away from the traditional paths laid out by society. This rejection of labels allows them to live more fully, explore their true potential, and find fulfillment on their own terms. The rejection of societal labels allows a Sigma female to truly discover her own voice and live in alignment with her values. It is empowering and, more importantly, it is liberating. The ability to move through the world without being defined by societal labels grants Sigma females the freedom to create, innovate, and redefine success in ways that align with their unique perspective on life. 2. Intense and layered emotions. Sigma females experience emotions with a depth and intensity that is often difficult for others to understand. Their emotional worlds are not simple. They are a complex web of feelings, thoughts, and reflections that intertwine and evolve. Where others might experience a fleeting emotion, Sigma females feel things deeply and with nuance. This emotional complexity is often misunderstood, with some labeling them as too sensitive or overreacting. However, for a Sigma female, her emotional experiences are an important part of her being. They are not just reactions, they are integral to her understanding of the world. Her emotions serve as a guide, leading her through the complexities of relationships, decisions, and personal growth. This intense emotional depth allows her to empathize with others in a profound way. She can read between the lines, understanding the unspoken pain or joy in someone's eyes, or sensing the energy in a room without anyone saying a word. For a Sigma female, emotions are not just a reflection of external events. They are also a source of strength and wisdom. She learns from her emotional experiences, using them as tools for self-reflection and personal growth. She can be fiercely compassionate, offering support to others with a depth that feels rare and precious. At the same time, her emotions can sometimes become overwhelming, leading her to retreat into herself for periods of introspection. This emotional depth also fuels her creativity. Many Sigma females find that their emotions are the wellspring from which their most authentic and innovative work flows. Whether they are artists, writers, or thinkers, their capacity for deep emotional exploration provides them with a unique perspective on life. Instead of viewing their emotional intensity as a weakness, Sigma females embrace it as a vital part of their identity, one that drives their passions, their creativity, and their understanding of the world. 3. Inability to unsee injustice. Sigma females have a deeply ingrained sense of fairness that drives them to stand up against injustice, no matter the situation. This isn't something that they choose, it's part of who they are. When they see an injustice, whether it's an individual being mistreated or a systemic issue affecting a larger group of people, they cannot ignore it. Their sense of right and wrong is not influenced by convenience or the desire to avoid conflict. If something feels wrong, they will speak out, even when it's uncomfortable or unpopular. In a world where many choose to turn a blind eye to injustice to maintain peace or avoid confrontation, Sigma females take a different approach. They understand that silence is complicity. They may not always know how to fix a problem, but they will not stay quiet about it. Their commitment to justice is one of their defining characteristics. For them, it is not just about standing up for the underdog in a single instance. It's about challenging the systems that perpetuate injustice. They are not content to accept the status quo. Whether it's advocating for equality, calling out hypocrisy, or fighting for what's right, Sigma females are driven by the belief that the world can and should be better. This refusal to turn a blind eye to injustice often means that Sigma females can find themselves at odds with others, especially in situations where speaking out could lead to personal loss or conflict. However, their unwavering commitment to what is right makes them a source of inspiration to others. They show that standing up for justice is not about popularity or personal gain. It's about doing what is morally and ethically right, regardless of the consequences. Sigma females are relentless in their fight for fairness and equality, using their voice and actions to bring attention to issues that others may be too afraid to address. 4. Breaking generational curses. Sigma females are not just concerned with their own personal growth. They are also deeply committed to breaking the cycles of dysfunction and toxicity that may have been passed down through generations. Many individuals grow up in environments where negative patterns and beliefs are entrenched in family dynamics, cultural traditions, or societal norms. These patterns can be harmful, limiting, and prevent people from living their fullest lives. For a Sigma female, breaking these generational curses is a vital part of her journey. She recognizes the importance of understanding her past, but she also refuses to allow it to define her future. Whether it's challenging outdated beliefs about success, confronting unhealthy relationship dynamics, or rethinking limiting cultural expectations, Sigma females have the courage to confront the past and break free from it. This process is not always easy. It requires deep introspection, a willingness to question long-held beliefs, and the courage to make choices that may go against family or cultural expectations. However, Sigma females understand that breaking these patterns is not just for their own benefit, but for the benefit of future generations. They are driven by the desire to create a different, healthier legacy for their children or the next generation. This courage to break free from the past often leads them to become catalysts for change. They challenge societal norms, family traditions, and personal limitations, seeking to replace them with healthier, more empowering ways of thinking and being. By confronting and healing the wounds of the past, Sigma females pave the way for a brighter future, not just for themselves, but for others as well. Breaking generational curses is a deep, transformative process, and for the Sigma female, it is a journey she is willing to undertake in order to build a better, more authentic life. 5. Obsessions as lifelines. For Sigma females, what others may perceive as obsessions are often essential lifelines. When she finds something that ignites her passion, she throws herself into it completely. This intense focus is not a random or fleeting interest. It is a deep, almost instinctive drive to understand something on a profound level. Whether it's a particular subject, a project, or a goal, Sigma females tend to become fully absorbed in it. This obsession isn't about seeking validation or approval from others. It's a way for them to make sense of the world around them. In a world filled with distractions, focusing deeply on one thing allows them to feel grounded and connected to something meaningful. These obsessions provide structure in a chaotic world. They are a source of comfort, offering the Sigma female a sense of purpose and direction. It's in these moments of deep engagement that she feels most alive. Whether it's studying a particular field of knowledge, honing a skill, or immersing herself in a creative project, her obsession is a reflection of her desire to master her chosen interest and understand it at its core. However, these intense interests can also be misunderstood by others who may see them as extreme or unhealthy. But for the Sigma female, her obsession is a tool, not a hindrance. It is how she processes the world and gives her life meaning. These passions often fuel her creativity, intelligence, and emotional depth. What others may see as excessive focus is, for the Sigma female, a necessary part of her growth and self-discovery. By immersing herself fully in her passions, she finds not just purpose but also clarity and fulfillment. 6. Seeing systems, not rules. Sigma females have an innate ability to see the larger systems that govern the world, rather than simply following the rules within those systems. Where others might blindly accept societal norms, organizational structures, or cultural traditions, a Sigma female takes a step back to understand how and why these systems work the way they do. She doesn't just follow rules because they exist. She deconstructs them to understand their purpose, effectiveness, and impact. This ability to see systems is what makes Sigma females such independent thinkers. They are able to identify flaws, inefficiencies, or biases within these systems and challenge them. They don't settle for the status quo if it doesn't make sense to them. Whether it's in the workplace, in social structures, or even in personal relationships, Sigma females question everything. They are not afraid to challenge authority, question assumptions, or propose alternatives when they see a better way of doing things. This mindset is powerful because it allows Sigma females to be innovators, problem solvers, and change agents. Instead of merely following prescribed norms, they seek to improve and evolve the systems around them. By seeing beyond the surface rules and into the systems that create those rules, Sigma females can navigate the world with a sense of clarity and purpose. They don't just adapt to existing structures, they aim to reshape them to be more effective, fair, and aligned with their personal values. This unique perspective allows them to contribute to making the world a better place, one system at a time. 7. Thriving in contradictions. Sigma females excel at thriving in contradictions. They live comfortably in the spaces where conflicting ideas, feelings, and beliefs coexist. Where others might feel the need to resolve contradictions or pick a side, Sigma females can hold multiple, seemingly opposing ideas at once. This ability to navigate contradictions is one of their greatest strengths. It allows them to be both deeply empathetic and logically detached when necessary, both fierce and gentle, both independent and collaborative. This duality is not a weakness, but rather a testament to their flexibility and adaptability. In a world that often demands simplicity and clear-cut answers, Sigma females see the value in complexity and nuance. They don't feel the need to choose between being analytical and emotional. They embrace both aspects of themselves and use them to their advantage. This balance allows them to approach problems from multiple angles and find creative solutions that others might overlook. In relationships, Sigma females can be deeply loyal yet fiercely independent, understanding the need for personal space while also offering unwavering support. They are capable of embracing contradictions because they are not constrained by binary thinking. This fluidity allows them to move through the world with a sense of ease and confidence, knowing that they are not bound by the limitations of either-or thinking. Instead, they embrace the richness of both and, making them some of the most versatile and innovative thinkers in any situation. 8. Independence born from necessity. Sigma females are fiercely independent, and this independence is not simply a personality trait, It is born from necessity. Growing up in a world that often misunderstands or overlooks them, Sigma females learn early on that they cannot rely on others to validate or guide them. From an early age, they recognize that their unique way of thinking, feeling, and being sets them apart from the mainstream. This sense of difference often leads to feelings of isolation, but instead of seeking acceptance or approval from others, Sigma females learn to trust themselves. Independence becomes a survival mechanism, a way to navigate the world on their own terms. They do not seek external validation because they know that true fulfillment comes from within. Their independence is also a shield, protecting them from the judgments and expectations of others. In a society that often places pressure on individuals to conform, Sigma females refuse to bend to those pressures. Instead, they carve out their own path. This self-reliance allows them to pursue their passions, make decisions that align with their values, and create a life that is authentic to them. It is not about isolation or rejection of others. Rather, it is about the strength and confidence to stand firm in their individuality. The independence of a Sigma female is born from a deep understanding that they are the architects of their own lives. This strength enables them to tackle challenges head-on, knowing that they are fully capable of overcoming obstacles on their own. 9. Overanalyzing everything. Sigma females are known for their tendency to overanalyze everything. This trait may be seen as excessive by some, but for them, it is an essential part of their cognitive process. When faced with a decision or challenge, a Sigma female doesn't just consider the immediate consequences, she digs deeper. She thinks through the nuances, anticipates every possible outcome, and looks at the situation from every angle. This overanalysis allows her to make informed, thoughtful decisions, but it can also make her seem distant or preoccupied. Sigma females analyze everything, from the tone of a conversation to the underlying motivations behind people's actions. This deep level of scrutiny means they are often better equipped to understand complex situations and relationships. However, the downside of this overanalysis is that it can be mentally exhausting. Sigma females may spend hours, even days, processing a single conversation or event, trying to determine the full implications of what was said or done. While others may move on quickly, Sigma females are constantly revisiting and reevaluating the situations they encounter. This trait can be both a blessing and a curse. On the positive side, it makes them excellent problem solvers, capable of seeing solutions that others miss. On the negative side, it can lead to overthinking and second-guessing themselves. But no matter the challenges this overanalysis brings, Sigma females embrace it as part of their nature, knowing it gives them an unparalleled depth of understanding. 10th, refusal to follow social templates. Sigma females have a natural resistance to following the templates that society often tries to impose. Social templates are the predefined paths that people are expected to follow, how to behave, what to believe, and how to live life. These templates are supposed to offer structure and guidance, but for the Sigma female, they feel restrictive and limiting. From a young age, Sigma females often question why certain things are done a certain way and whether those ways actually serve them. They see the social templates for what they are, constructs designed to fit the masses, not individuals. Rather than following the prescribed path of getting a job, starting a family, or adhering to societal standards of success, Sigma females prefer to forge their own way. They are not afraid to break away from conventional expectations and take the road less traveled. This refusal to follow templates doesn't mean they are rebellious for the sake of rebellion. It means they value authenticity over conformity. They understand that true happiness and fulfillment come from following their own desires and interests, not from fitting into a predefined mold. Whether it's their career, relationships, or personal goals, Sigma females create their own template for success. They are not confined by the limitations of societal norms, and this makes them incredibly independent and innovative thinkers. By refusing to follow social templates, Sigma females embrace their individuality, creating lives that are uniquely their own and filled with purpose and meaning. The Sigma female embodies strength, independence, and an unwavering commitment to living life on her own terms. Through her rejection of labels, intense emotional depth, and relentless pursuit of justice, she stands as a beacon of authenticity in a world that often pressures individuals to conform. Her ability to navigate contradictions, break generational curses, and thrive in complex systems showcases a profound understanding of herself and the world around her. Sigma females don't just follow the rules. They challenge them, finding their own paths to success and fulfillment. Her obsessions are not distractions but lifelines, passionate pursuits that fuel her creativity and personal growth. She refuses to accept injustice and fights for what's right, not because it's easy, but because her deep sense of fairness demands it. Her independence is not born from a desire to isolate, but from a necessity to trust herself in a world that often doesn't understand her.